Good morning students, welcome back to Idahant IIT Academy. Today our lecture Lewis dot structure from chemical bonding chapter. Lewis dot structure. This is from chemical bonding chapter. See, this is a basic concept to identify the structure of molecule. Lewis represented the valence electrons by dot. For example, hydrogen. It has one valence electron. That's why one dot. This dot indicate one valence electron. Lithium. We know lithium electronic configuration. Atomic number 3, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s1. So in its valence shell, how many electrons are there? Only one electron. That's why 1. Beryllium, atomic number 4, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2. So in its valence shell, 2 electrons. That's why 2 dots. Each dot indicate one valence electron. Boron, atomic number 5, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. This is valence shell. Valence shell nothing but outermost shell. This is inner shell. This is outermost shell. So 2s2, 2p1. So in 2s 2 electrons, in 2p 1 electron, overall 3 electrons. That's why in boron 3 valence electrons. Next, carbon, atomic number 6, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. In its valence shell, 4 electrons present. 4 electrons. Nitrogen, in its valence shell 5 electrons present, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 for nitrogen atom. 1 lone pair and 3 unpaired electrons, total 5 valence electrons in its nucleus. This is lone pair and 3 unpaired electrons, 2p3. Oxygen, in its valence shell 6 electrons present. In those 2 are lone pair and 2 unpaired electrons. This is based on electronic configuration. Oxygen, atomic number 8, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. 8 electrons, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 4 8. In valence shell 6 electrons present. In those 2 are lone pair. We know how to write 2p4 configuration. 1 lone pair, 1 pair of electrons, remaining 2 unpaired electrons, 2s2. So overall 2 lone pairs. In oxygen 2 lone pair, 1, 2 and 2 unpaired electrons. These are 2 unpaired electrons. Okay. Similarly in fluorine, atomic number 9, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p5 for fluorine, 2p5, 1 more electron paired. So total 3 lone pairs, 1, 2, 3 and 1 unpaired electron. So these are Lewis symbols. Lewis represented the valence electrons by dot. Each dot indicate one valence electron. If there are 3 valence electrons, 3 dots, like boron, 3 dots. If there are 4 valence electrons, 4. 5 valence electrons, 6, 7. Okay. So while writing Lewis structure, we have to find central atom first of all. Central atom. Let us discuss some key points to write Lewis dot structure. First of all, we have to find central atom in the given molecule. Generally, a central atom is least number. Generally, in a molecule, the central atom least number, lesser in number. Second one, less electronegative. Generally, the central atom has least electronegative. Third one, bigger in size, larger size. To identify central atom in a given molecule, keep it in your mind these three key points. Generally, central atom less in number, so least number of atoms present, less electronegative comparatively other elements, that element electronegativity less, then larger in size more. For example, see SO3. In this one, sulfur is central atom, least number. One sulfur atom, 3 oxygen atoms present in SO3. So sulfur least number. Less electronegative. We know oxygen more electronegative than sulfur. Larger in size. Both oxygen and sulfur group elements. We know in a group from top to bottom size increases. So sulfur is bigger in size than oxygen. So almost these three conditions satisfy. Hence sulfur is a central atom. So first of all, to write Lewis dot structure, we have to identify central atom. One more thing. Second point, hydrogen and fluorine can never be a central atom. Hydrogen and fluorine can never be central atom. Hydrogen and fluorine. Why? Because they can form single bond only. They form single bond only. Generally, central atom forms multiple bonds, more than one bond. But these are forms single bond only. That's why they can never be a central atom. Hydrogen and fluorine never be a central atom as they form single bond only. So they are always at terminal position. They are always at terminal position. Got it? Next one. Third one. Oxygen is at terminal position. Is at terminal position. Terminal position and forms double bond. Generally, oxygen position at terminal position, it forms double bond. We know oxygen valency 2, oxygen atomic number 8, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, 2p4. In the valence shell, 2 unpaired electrons present. So oxygen form 2 bonds, maybe 2 single bonds or 1 double bond. It can form maybe a single bond, 2 single bonds or 1 double bond. If it forms double bond, then always at terminal position. What happened if it forms single bond? if it forms two single bonds, may or may not be terminal position if it forms single bond. For example, H2O. See, in H2O, the structure of H2O like this. Hydrogen always terminal position. Here oxygen, central atom, forms two single bonds, central atom. In SO2, here oxygen forms double bond, terminal position. Where the oxygen at terminal position? Oxygen is at terminal position and forms double bond. If it forms double bond, oxygen at terminal position. Okay, so these are the some key points to write Lewis dot structure. Next one, Lewis dot structure based on octet rule. Generally this is based on octet rule. Octet means 8 electrons in the valency shell. The valency shell. 8 electrons present in the valency shell. But hydrogen, 2 electrons. For hydrogen, 2 electrons. For the remaining atoms, 8 electrons in the valency shell. It is based on octet rule. That means we should try to keep 8 electrons in the valency shell of terminal atoms. Terminal atoms. We should try to keep 8 electrons in the valency shell of terminal atom. Then what about central atom? For central atom, try to keep maximum covalency. For central atom, try to keep maximum covalency. Maximum covalency means an atom forms maximum number of covalent bonds. For example, carbon, atomic number 6, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. See this, 2p2. 2 electrons present, 2 unpaired electrons present in the valency shell. Total 4 electrons present in the valency shell, 2 unpaired electrons present in the valency shell. So it can form 2 bonds, but maximum bonds in the excited state. Excited state means what? 1 electron jumps from lower energy to higher energy. If electron jumps from lower to higher, from 2s to 2p, then what is the configuration? Now 1 electron here, now 3 electron here. Now how many unpaired electrons? 4. So it can form maximum 4 covalent bonds. Got it? So generally covalency is equal to the valency electrons generally. For example, boron, number of valency electrons 3, valence electrons 3, so covalency 3. Carbon, valency electrons 4, so covalency 4. Maximum number of covalent bonds formed by an atom. Nitrogen, valence electrons 5, covalency 4. This is different from valency electrons. Why? Because valency electrons 5, covalency 4. It can form 4 bonds only. One is 3 single bonds. Another one lone pair is there now. That's why it can form dative bond, coordinate bond. We discuss later what is dative bond. Dative bond. Even though in nitrogen 5 valence electrons is there, but maximum covalency 4. It can form maximum 4 bonds only, not 5. This is exception. Remember, generally covalency is equal to number of valency electrons. Covalency. But in nitrogen, even though it contains 5 valency electrons, covalency is not equal to 5. Covalency is equal to 4. That means it can form maximum 4 bonds only. 3 covalent bonds, single bonds, and 1 dative bond. Dative bond means it can donate lone pair of electrons to another atom. Here not complete lone pair shared from nitrogen atom. Okay, not 5, remember. In the remaining cases, phosphorus 5 valence electrons, so covalency 5. Covalency 5. Next, sulfur 6 valence electrons, covalency 6. Chlorine 7 valence electrons, covalency 7. Got it? So maximum covalency is equal to valency number of electrons. But in the case of nitrogen, even though nitrogen contains 5 valence electrons, but covalency not equal to 5. Covalency is equal to 4. So try to keep maximum covalency for central atom. Maximum covalency for central atom. For terminal atoms, try to keep octet. That means 8 electrons in the valency shell. So you must, while writing Lewis dot structure, you must check each atom follows octet rule or not. Terminal atom, each terminal atom follows octet or not. But for central atom, try to keep maximum covalency. For example, nitrogen 4 bonds around the nitrogen atom, carbon around the carbon 4 bonds. Similarly, boron 3 bonds, phosphorus 5, sulfur 6. Okay, let us discuss some examples. Okay, got it? So these are the key points to write Lewis dot structure. Once again, I repeat briefly. See, to write Lewis dot structure, first of all we have to find central atom. How we can find central atom? Generally central atom is least number, less electronegative and bigger in size. Second one, hydrogen and fluorine always terminal position, because they form single bond only. Oxygen at terminal position and forms double bond. Next one, it follows Lewis dot structure based on octet rule. Octet rule means